Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm the tour guide, Jenna Carousel, for August 31st, 2022. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is our business and tech talks discussions. I am super excited to be here with you live on Facebook. I'm also here on YouTube as well, and I have a great lineup. I wanted to apologize. I was supposed to do my Monday Wellbeing discussion, but I had to postpone that until today. So today we're going to jump straight into it. I'm going to be, reintroducing myself. It's titled We're Back in Business, giving you an introduction into who the tour guide actually is and what it is that we do here on our Facebook, on our website, presentreality.com, as well as our Present Reality Facebook page. We're also introducing Jenna C Nutrition for Herbalife, reintroducing our paparazzi with a purpose. So lots of things to discuss today. Also, a follow-up from Monday where I had to take a quick break, a little bit of a mental well-being, power down, need to reset, refocus. So we're here right now. Any person at any point in time you're consuming this content, I can genuinely only hope you're doing well, and thank you for spending your valuable time with us. So just jumping straight into it, who is or what is the tour guide? What is that all about? So pretty much I'm in the business of exchanging information. So if you're in the need of a mediator, a negotiator, logistics, I'm definitely your person. So in the past, I have shared stories about the tragic sinking of the ship, the Curacao. So I'll give you a little bit of a backstory of the origins of that name. So back in the day, there was this ship during one of the world wars. It got decommissioned or transitioned to an escort ship. So it was trained to do a zigzag pattern and to escort the Queen Mary. And at that time, the ship was carrying wounded soldiers. They were heading for a port, and unfortunately, something happened. The details aren't 100% perfectly clear as to what happened, but the theory is that the Curacao ship was trying to deter attacks from the protecting the Queen Mary, essentially. So it was doing the zigzag pattern, but for whatever reason, the timing or coordinates were off or what have you. And in short, the Queen Mary was unable to stop and ended up crashing into the Curacao and pretty much cut the ship in half. They were instructed on the Queen Mary not to stop and to keep going to get the wounded soldiers back to their place that they were supposed to go to for health and healing, of course. So unfortunately, a lot of lives were lost. A lot of people, the majority of the people did not survive that shipwreck, but everyone on the Queen Mary survived. And it's one of those stories in history. Apparently they weren't supposed to talk about it. It wasn't made public. No one knew exactly what happened until like several years later when they released all the details. So I remember watching that on the History Channel back in the day when I was younger, watched the documentary, and for some reason it always stuck with me. And it's very, very fascinating too, because I went through a period in my life where I was reintroduced to faith, became extremely refocused in my faith. You would call it maybe even an extremist. I got overboard with it, ultra conservative, got overboard with it. But I am also entirely grateful for the religious, I guess you call it experience, the religious training. So essentially, at one point in my life, lived a very, very destructive lifestyle, not very helpful to society, caused a lot of destruction. Some of it was, of course, my fault, so I have to take responsibility for my actions. Some of it was in part other people, peers and influences, negative environments, toxic people, the media, definitely the music. I remember when I worked at this diner, we were told to listen to a particular radio station for morale at work. And unfortunately we didn't, so we listened to the hip-hop music and whatever, and we got severely influenced by what we were listening to. The media definitely influences people's decisions. I remember one song they always talk about, I'm only here for the ladies and the drinks. You know, you're encouraged to go out and party and drink and be single, independent women who don't need no man, you know, so just live your best life, do whatever you gotta do to be happy, do what makes you happy, you know. So I completely imbibed in that lifestyle and completely, you know, got myself immersed in it. And it wasn't until, you know, I met this gentleman who was like, you know, marry me. And I said yes. And I completely, oh, even before then, though, it wasn't just like, oh, yes, like that. I also was going through a religious or a spiritual awakening. I got reintroduced to the faith. And through that process, I met a gentleman. We got married. And immediately it was children and it was church. I got convicted severely. You know, a lot of people know I'm post-abortive, so I went through post-abortion classes, I went through counseling, and I became a stay-at-home wife and mother. Completely changed my lifestyle, my worldview, completely changed. And that's kind of what I take from that story. I was grateful that the old self, you can call it the old Adam, the person who I was, the destructive lifestyle, superficial, materialistic, worldly, self-absorbed, that identity in myself was essentially, you know, crushed, destroyed. At the same time, though, my heart was genuinely in serving people, though. So that's one of the other aspects where I say, yes, I need to take into account my own destructive lifestyle. In addition to that, though, I had a sincere heart to serve people. I've always wanted to be a philanthropist. My ultimate goal was to write screenplays. I wanted to write movies for Hollywood. I wanted to make a lot of money, but I also wanted to give my money away. My hope was to always build shelters, hotels for some reason. I wanted to have a big place where people could stay without any expectations. Like, you always had a place that you were welcome. I come from a big family. My mom's been extremely hospitable, always inviting people over for Thanksgiving or Christmas. She likes to cook and serve, you know, take care of my father. So that was some of the principles that I adopted from a young age, which was take care of people, feed them, house them, shelter them. My grandmother has been known to raise other people's children. My mom has lots of cousins, aunts, and people who maybe aren't related by blood, but my grandmother helped raise them, so they become family. So I'm just familiar with, like, taking care of everyone, feeding everyone. So despite my superficial mindset, the objective was always to make a lot of money, to give it away and help people and serve. And I often put my needs aside and served other people, you know, especially men too. So that was part of the pitfalls, a very, very destructive cycle with having that mindset, just being real. So it was very imperative, like the Queen Mary, who was doing a rescue mission, essentially taking wounded soldiers back to port for recovery. It's interesting, though, that the Curacao was sunk, and in an attempt to, I guess, protect or give warning or alert them to danger, you know, there was the tragic sinking. And very, very unfortunate, but it is part of our history. And it's also part of my history, too. Sometimes you have to experience some losses in life. And through this process, this transitional process that I'm in currently right now, I also wanted to express the amount of knowledge and wisdom and insights that I've gained. I've always been fascinated with history, preserving things. You know, I like to have a museum to share information. I've been fascinated with artifacts. You know, always loved Indiana Jones, those type of movies, and again, History Channel, studying things, people that have come before us, again, preserving information. So when I talk about being the tour guide, Jenna Carousel, it is, I am here to guide you along life. I've learned a lot that Allstate commercial, we've seen a thing or we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. And a lot of people, I'm sure, have a wealth of knowledge and wisdom, and I absolutely love learning from people. I've often joked that I'll hang out with your grandmother, I'll babysit your children, and I will hang out with your drug dealer. Like, I will talk to all walks of life. I'm a Navy brat, so I was raised with the racial rainbow. I love meeting new people. I love different cultures. I love traveling. One of my goals is to travel across the United States and visit small towns and check out little local museums. And in my town, there's a small little museum, and I love visiting it and just studying the history of our town and our community. So that is one goal, is just to travel and see little small towns and study their history and then share ideas, check out little local hotspots, restaurants, things that are hidden, little local treasures that you have to you gotta talk to this person and then talk to this person before you can, figure out where to get the best whatever it is. And I love to try it, love doing food reviews, all that good stuff. So when I say I'm the tour guide, I am, yes, your host. I'm in the business of exchanging information. And one of the things I like to exchange is good nutritional information, talk about interpersonal communication skills a lot. I love to help people learn how to communicate more effectively, save time, repair relationships, sustain family units. It's very important that we maintain strong family structures. So some of the major highlights and interest in my life is definitely talking and communicating, relaying information, preserving history. So again, the tour guide, I'm in the business of information exchanging. If you need a middleman, I'm your middleman. If you need a negotiator, I'm your negotiator. If you need a mediator, if you need someone for logistics, helping to move things, let me know. Get in contact. And right now, one of the things that I'm, again, very passionate about is nutritional supplements. So I'm happy and proud to announce that I am an Herbalife distributor. So stay tuned for more posts about Herbalife products and why I absolutely love the company and their mission statement. I'm also selling paparazzi jewelry as well. We have our group, Paparazzi with a Purpose. So as I'm getting more of my resources together, you'll be seeing more posts about that. And one of the biggest things that I have about selling paparazzi is really appreciating the people who have made the jewelry, the person wearing the jewelry, and sharing stories behind the jewelry in each item that you select to pick. So very, very happy and looking forward to getting to know more people. Again, exchanging information, helping, relaying, preserving history, sharing ideas. So let me jump into segment 2 because I missed our Monday well-beings discussion. I had a little bit of a mental, you wouldn't call it a breakdown, but a relapse where I went back into depression, thoughts, thinking about, the traumatic PTSD moments of 2020. And I was just reminded about why I genuinely care so much and why I continue to study and learn and read and relay valuable information. We're about to hit a new era in society. I don't know if anyone's aware of the digital currency that's going to be rolling out sometime in December later on this year. Everyone's upset about the student debt loan forgiveness and how people don't have to pay back their student loans anymore, and they're really mad about that, and they're saying that's so unfair, and inflation's going up and everyone's taxes are going up, and it's just, let's just be real. Can we just be honest here? Nothing's been fair. It's not going to be fair. At this point, the only thing I can say is worry about your own personal finances and learn how to live simply, because it's not going to get any easier. It's not going to go away. And just to let you know, again, in the business of information, I'm here to inform you that this is intended. All of this is orchestrated. It's not by accident. I don't know why anyone's surprised. You're wasting a lot of time and energy venting and staying mad about it. The point of the matter is the US dollar is losing value. That's the point. Inflation, all the stimulus checks, all the money being pumped into the economy unnecessarily. Haven't we learned anything from history class? Once they started printing more money, they had to take like a bucket or a wheelbarrow of bills to go get some groceries from the local markets. The thing is though, they are preparing to transition you to digital currency and the pretty much the merit system, or like the, hey, as long as you're a good boy and girl, you're allowed to make purchases. You got to follow the rules now. And if you don't follow the rules, you won't be able to go to the stores and shop anymore. That's really what you need to focus on. I couldn't understand why, going back to the religious studies, there were so many, I guess you would call them cults out there who were very, very exclusive and didn't want to do very much with the Western culture. Some of them don't celebrate Christmas. Some of them are encourage their congregants to store up a year's worth of groceries. You know, people were really, really encouraged not to dabble too much in the Western culture. We call them extremists. You know, ultra conservative Christians who wouldn't let their children watch certain things or imbibe in certain things in the world. Now we're beginning to see a rapid change in society. And as we look around us, we're getting to a point where it's like, maybe they knew something. Like, what did they know that we didn't know about what's happening in the world? It appears as if that some people won't be able to get food and groceries unless they fully submit to the government and all of their rules and regulations, despite any of their moral beliefs. So prepare for that. I'm totally over the student loan debt thing. Get ready for a reset. This is intentional. But moving on to what was supposed to be discussed for our Monday Well-Beings discussions. So we're studying the Juice Ladies' Living Foods Revolution. And one of the reasons why it got postponed is because I've been studying this information for at least 10 plus years. Nutritional benefits. And this is not something that I would waste anyone's valuable time with. The information that I studied here, I've been relearning, and the information's overlapping, and it's very, very frustrating when you're trying to share valuable information and people don't believe you, people don't care, they just pretty much ignore you. And you're just like, wow, like you see everything falling into place, and you're just like, well, I don't really know what to do about it anymore. So at this point, it's like, well, I'll just keep talking, and whoever wants to hear will hear. I had to remind myself on that, so that's why I'm like, let me postpone it. So we're going to talk about that today, and I'm not going to go into details. If you were to read all of the details that it's in that book, The Juice Ladies' Living Foods Revolution by Sherry Kalbaum, if you were to read all the details of that book, I think you would get frustrated as well. One of the things that no one likes hearing, I don't even like saying it because we're so accustomed to it, we're so used to it, it's something that me speaking up about it triggers me. But let me just be real, like, there's lots of evidence out there that says how dangerous utilizing the microwave is, and the EMF radiation from our phones, and how it affects our bodies, things like that. It's difficult to say, and people don't want to hear about it. So I encourage you to get a copy of the book, but let me just go over some highlights from chapter 6 that I find worth noting. Again, I'm in the business of information, so if you want to learn something, you'll definitely stay tuned. So, Juice Ladies' Living Foods Revolution. Let's talk about it today. Okay, so she has like a little quick shopping guide from chapter 6. It's a manual of sorts to that you would go over prior to going shopping to make sure you're prepared. So the foods listed here are designed to give your body life. The mission of the Living Foods Revolution is to help get healthier, lose weight for you if you want to, and then detoxifying your body and prevent disease by choosing living foods that are also clean, fresh, whole foods. So choose real. Whole foods, which are the least processed, closest to their natural form, and retain the most nutrient value is crucial. So we're offering the best health benefits that way. We need to get produce that is picked when it's fully ripened and avoid toxins. So whenever you can, opt for organic, because it does matter about the retention of nutritional benefits and avoiding toxins into your body whenever possible. So also biophotons, minerals, and enzymes are well preserved as well. So we need to avoid irradiated foods, which are designed to kill the insects and bacteria. Irradiation is shown to produce chromosome damage and nutrient destruction, and also destroys friendly bacteria, which is designed to help your body fight off other things. And also it can generate free radicals, which actually damage your healthy cells. So avoid GMO food, which is genetically modified foods, and you're encouraged to opt for free-range grass-fed animals, free-range poultry. Go with wild fish over farm-raised fish, and this is because the overcrowding can cause contamination, poor health quality for the animals, which results in poor meat quality that you're consuming. So a lot of the chickens are raised in these coops that are completely darkened. They don't have any access to sunlight and fresh air. They're in their own manure from the moment that they're raised or hatched to the moment of processing. So it's better to get free range chickens, any type of fowl, beef, lambs, if possible. This is one of the things that we're trying to encourage you. And also even with fish. I didn't realize that they had fish farms, but apparently they do, and they don't have a lot of space to swim around, and they're exposed to their toxins, and they don't get the best feed. So if possible, and also reduction of meat too would help. You don't need to eat that much meat. And talking about the end times, again, I'm in the business of information, just giving you information here. It's good to learn how to fast intermittently, and you don't need a lot of meat, but that's for another discussion. So let's talk about beverages. She encourages fresh, raw vegetable and fruit juices at least twice a day, and also avoid sugar, all sugar, refined, and especially the high fructose corn syrup and artificial sweeteners. Does damage to the lining of your stomach. A lot of these chemicals in the sodas can remove the good bacteria. Artificial sweeteners can do that too. So it's hard for your body to absorb healthy nutrients. So that's the issue that we're having here. It's not so much that these things are bad for you in themselves, but it prevents your body from absorbing good nutrients. So you could be eating healthy all day, have a soda, and have some of that progress, completely wiped out due to the high amount of sugar and the different chemicals and the artificial sweeteners. So again, I'm just here for information. So fats and oils on page 134, it says oxidized oils damage cells, causing inflammation, and that's the polyunsaturated oils. So some alternatives are coconut, olive oil, and avocado oils. There's a lot more on the list. Again, get a copy of the book. It's again The Juice Lady's Living Foods Revolution by Sherry Calbaum, about juice fasting, especially vegetable juices, and how to detox your body. Avoid trans fats, salt, all sugar, artificial sweeteners. So that's all. That was supposed to be for the Monday Wellbeing discussions. I cut out a lot of information due to just, once you read it, I guess sometimes you get that, that dissonance. You can't believe the information. It's so unfathomable that you just won't accept it. Just hearing about all the stuff that we've been exposed to and how it really affects your body, and just knowing that some things are preventable according to the book. So let me go back to business again. The tour guide, Jenny Karasoa, and my new group is called Herbalife with Jenna C. Jenna C Nutrition. Get you some Jenna C. Let's talk about it. Okay, segment 3. The Herbalife chose me. So I don't know if anyone's heard of Herbalife. It's actually new to me, and I was told that it's been around for a while. It's actually one of the world's top leading nutritional supplements business or companies out there. It is international, and it is a thriving business, and most people are really familiar with it because we have the box stores. You have different diet plans. People can go to Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers or a local gym, or go to their Costco and get supplements or their GNC. There's lots of options out there for dieting or weight loss or detoxing or getting healthy. So Herbalife and other independent contractors or companies like Amway or Arbonne, those type of companies, it's very, very personalized. The products and the ingredients are so well tailored, and they're vetted, and they're very, very and exclusive in a way. They have the nutritional clubs. Herbalife has nutritional clubs, and it's for people who genuinely want the support. It's like Costco membership. You got to pay for it because if you really want it, you'll pay for it, and you know that once you're in there that they're going to give you the best quality, that they vet their products, they analyze it and they study it, and they don't want to waste anyone's time or money, and they're going to guarantee you that what you get is going to be some of the best options. So with Herbalife, that's exactly what it is. I was already some people call it a health nut. I was already fascinated and interested with, good nutrition, this, that, and the other, more energy, more stamina, overall happiness and well-being. So that was already close to my heart. When I found this company, I was like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Like, my goal was to open up a smoothie shop have the products there so you can take it home, make it for yourself, or you can just have us make you a drink if you come into the health club. So Herbalife definitely does that. They have an extensive variety of options. They've got an oh my goodness. They have aloe vera drinks you consume, what helps to your intestines, the lining of your intestines, different types of herbal teas, cinnamon calming, peppermint teas, ones that help stimulate your metabolism, green tea with the antioxidants. They have protein shakes, nutritional supplements, and just I was blown away. And the thing that's so powerful is not really so much the products, it's that you are encouraged. Let me give you the disclaimers. Okay, it's not designed to prevent diseases. They're not going to guarantee you that you're going to be healed or cured. They're not telling you to get off your medication. But what you do get is you get a wellness coach. You get support. And you're encouraged to live a healthier, active lifestyle. Get plenty of hydration. Get exercise. Get sleep. Reduce the stress in your life. Use the products, but also get the support from a wellness and life coach. And that's what Herbalife likes to emphasize. It's not so much the products, but it's a complete lifestyle change. Exercise programs, you get people reaching out to you, following up, accountability partner. So I'm the host, the tour guide, Jenny Kiriso, again for August 31st, 2022. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, today was our business and tech talks discussions, explaining to you that I'm in the business of information, giving you insightful, hopefully helpful, practical information, as well as nutritional information. So again, I'm an Herbalife distributor. I also sell paparazzi jewelry, and we have our paparazzi with a purpose. Again, at any point in time you're consuming this content, I can only hope you're doing well. And thank you for tuning in to our business and tech talks discussions today. So thank you, and God's peace.